Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make series like this one possible. With special thanks to Anerdinwarpaint, Matthew Holmquist, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Wasteland 3, as we enjoy the spoils of our admittedly bloody alliance with the Patriarch's Marshals. Now, obviously, things didn't go quite as planned last time. I would have preferred to have Braigo in a cell rather than the morgue. But I will say, I'm not actually convinced that that was the real Braigo. I mean, it is a bit far-fetched, but the developers went way out of their way to draw attention to that portrait, and the fact that this Braigo hadn't aged a day, despite the fact that 30 years had passed since Wasteland 1. We are in a setting with clones and synths, not to mention it could have just been something as mundane as a body double, or a son who happened to look like him. Let's just say that I will not be surprised if we happen to travel out east in a future sequel or expansion, only to find that rumors of Farron Braigo's death were greatly exaggerated. Anyway, as you can see, I did a small amount of trading between episodes. I slimmed down our inventory, grabbed the negotiator for Doll, and I also purchased and installed a set of minor low-tier armor mods on Ian Longway's armor. It's actually pretty solid mid-tier gear as far as armor goes, so we will be sticking with it for a while. Aside from that, we do have some minor level-up stuff to take care of. We'll start by boosting Longway's coordination up 2 points. We'll go ahead and sit on his skill points for the moment. But we will go ahead and spend that new perk point. He's already got Animal Trainer, so I figure we'll round things out and pick up Handy. Alright, I think that's about it, so let's get back to it. I figure we'll do a quick lap around the base, have a chat with Jodie and Gary Wolfe, and see if there's anything else that needs our attention.
Hi, Rangers. It's good to see you again. What can I do for you?
Shoot, I was kind of hoping he would have a dialogue option related to Farron Braigo. What are you up to, Irv? What are you working on?
A clock radio shovel. The ultimate inconvenience.
Gosh, that does sound, like a thing.
Thanks, Rangers.
I guess we don't have much going on in the garage just yet. But we can slap on one of those hood ornaments. Ah, Discobot. Rust in pieces, my friend. Gotta say, that is my one real regret about the Disco Inferno of 2108. Oh.
Tough guys, over here!
Right. Sorry.
Hey, I'm feeling much better now. Ready to help out any way I can.
Well, we could use you out there. Want to come along?
You bet! Ready when you are.
Sniper rifles, mechanics, and first aid. It's an interesting mix. That actually means she's got some overlap with pretty much every core member of our squad, except for Retcon himself. Though, unlike Quan, there is actually a benefit to having more than one character specialized in mechanics or first aid. So, she might actually be a more practical choice, at least for now. That aside, I suppose she is a ranger, which makes her inherently more trustworthy. So, yeah, let's go ahead and swap. Okay, that was a weird sound. Anyway, let's get her kitted. Now, right off the bat, we can see she is a full level behind the rest of the squad. So, she's got some catching up to do, especially if we're going to keep her long term, which I'm not actually sure about just yet. Oh, she's also got Animal Whisperer. It did not mention that on the squad selection screen. Yeah, that's a good one to have too. Looks like they've already spent one of her perk points on Marked Target. That's not a bad choice. I can see a few others here, though, that we'll also want to pick up as they become available. And next time she gains a perk point, we'll grab Handy, too. She's actually got 3 quick slots. I mean, strategically it doesn't make much difference until they add an actual AP cost for accessing your inventory during combat, but it is more convenient. Saves us some time on inventory juggling in mid-fight. And much like with Quan, her unique starting weapon actually isn't all that good. Not really sure what to do with her other slot. I guess if we keep her long term, we could toss her the repair pistol that Longway is packing in his secondary slot. Then he could equip a shotgun. Something to think about. Hello? Okay. Alright, so nothing going on here.
Been seeing a chicken around here. I was gonna have it for dinner, then I saw it had wires sticking out of it.
Yeah, probably best to avoid those things.
Now, what can I help you with?
Got a moment to talk about your past?
Anytime, Rangers. Always happy to tell war stories.
Doesn't look like he has anything new for us.
Give me a while and I'll see if I can remember any more. In the meantime, I'm sure you have plenty to do. I'll be here.
I know he gets new stories at various points. I'm just not sure exactly what triggers them. We'll try again once we've completed the quest for Gabriel Reyes.
What if we had animatronic displays, like in the Patriarch's Museum in downtown?
Isn't that how you get, robots?
Robots are autonomous. Animatronics are just machines.
I don't know what those words mean, but I'd still shoot first and ask questions later.
Okay, maybe not.
Huh. I was kind of expecting to see a trophy related to our Brygo takedown. I know if you team up with them, you get a slot machine on one of the back tables. Oh my goodness. How did I overlook you? A plaque next to this disco bot reads, "Recovered after the Little Vegas nightclub was shut down." Fantastic. And just like that, the last of my lingering guilt about the Disco Inferno has now vanished. Shame we can't actually take that guy with us.
Hey, can I borrow your mirror again?
Sure, whatever you need.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh, come on, I know you don't like the way I've been treated. Can't you help me get out of here?
I do not like the way you've been treated, but you are directly responsible for letting the Dorseys into the city.
I was trafficked there. Farron Brygo made me do it.
And if Farron Brygo jumped off a bridge, would you jump off one too?
Huh?
Never mind. Just be glad the Rangers picked you up and not the Marshals. Or else, you know where you'd be.
Don't remind me.
Wow, McTavish just straight up admitted that Brygo told him to work with the Dorseys. I wonder if he'd still do that if we had arrested Brygo, and Brygo was actually sharing a cell with him.
Reed's crying in his cell. Wee numpty doesn't realise he got off lucky.
What can I do for you?
How are the prisoners?
McTavish was pretty surly when he was brought in, but he's mellowed a little since we got to talking. Did he tell you that his injuries came from just a few hours up on the pillory for a relatively minor crime? Violence begets violence begets violence. I'm not saying he's not culpable. All those deaths during the Dorsey raid are his to answer for. But had he been given real justice instead of having his body mangled, maybe those people would be alive today.
Yeah, well, sadly we will never really know.
Good luck out there.
Those are all events that were set into motion long before we arrived.
Good luck out there.
Hey, who's in charge in here?
You're looking at him.
You're the CO around here? Huh. Okay.
I will set you on fire.
Quality setup this time. Better than back in AZ. Guess Daddy Buchanan's buying you all the good gear.
I see we're off on the right foot here. Who are you?
Gary Wolfe, freelance security consultant and synth hunter. Got a proposition for you.
You've been to Ranger Citadel.
I helped the Rangers during their whole Cochise debacle. They might have come out strong if they'd listened to me. Too bad.
Yeah. What did you want?
After the Rangers nuked Cochise, and themselves, I figured somebody competent had to chase down its mechanical brood. So I recruited folks who'd lost family to synths, and I formed a posse. Decommissioned a dozen of the plastic punks in AZ. Then heard a feud headed east and followed them here. Now I'm getting flack from that tin star twat Daisy for exchanging fire with the synth we tracked to Colorado Springs. That's where you come in. Interferent bitch told the marshals to shoot us on sight if we stepped inside the city limits again, so we can't go after this October 11 synth. Was hoping you might be interested in taking care of it for us. Cash bounty for its head.
What's so bad about synths?
Jesus, you're not one of those, are you? Fucking simps are always talking about how synths are sentient. They have feelings. Bullshit. That's how they trick you. Synths are just top-grade robots. What makes them dangerous is that every one of them has a little piece of cochise in their electric brain, like a virus. And if you leave them alone for too long, that virus spreads. And pretty soon we have the goddamn robot apocalypse all over again. Not on my watch. We cap them as soon as we see them. Don't give them a chance to talk.
Now, I will say, as unpleasant as Gary Wolfe is, he is actually somewhat justified in his very extreme anti-robot stance. I mean, after all, both of the previous Wasteland games did ultimately end up boiling down to a rogue AI building an army of increasingly advanced robots, and eventually synths, and then using them to literally try to stage a robot apocalypse, to wipe out humanity so that something new could take its place. He is still a jerk, though. Tell us about Cochise.
Are you kidding me? Cochise is the Rangers' greatest enemy, a supercomputer that almost exterminated them twice, and which built an army of synths to kill every last human on Earth. Rangers aren't training their recruits at all these days, are they?
Not really. I'm pretty sure I was like a rank private a week ago. The synth is called October 11th.
Yeah, no idea why. Synths are weird that way. It and another synth called Tourmaline K'd some civs on their way here, just for kicks. So watch yourselves. 11 is a stone killer. Gotta be neutralized before it kills again. And killing it will help us find its comrades.
Well, I guess that does sound pretty serious. How will killing this October 11th help us find others?
All synths got a radio in their heads. Lets them communicate long distance and triangulate on each other. Once I crack 11's head open, I'll hack it for their locations. You want to go after the others too? I'll make it worth your time.
Interesting. Okay, we'll add this runaway synth to our list.
Add it to your list? Ought to be your top priority. Whatever. We'll wait here until you bring back its head. Should still be downtown somewhere. You'll know you're near it when you start hearing weird static on your radio. Squad, at ease.
Well, if you've seen my beta series, then you know that I know exactly where October 11th is hiding. I was really just waiting for someone to actually ask me to go hunt him down. There's actually a bunch of dogs in the alley right behind that building, too. We'll grab one while we're out there. Oh, look at that. We're already picking up signals.
Would you rather freeze to death or...
Raid on Little Vegas nightclub!
You're a
Blood
barrel
on the
monkeys,
dance
huh?
floor!
Oh, come on, answer the question.
All right. Burn. Gone faster.
I'm sure they could use my help. I even got my own blackjack.
Yep. Where better for a synth to hide than in the middle of a bunch of animatronics? All right, doggo. We have need of your services. There we go. Pupper Upper. Quicker than a dog after a stick. Plus 0.1 combat speed. Not the best fit for a sniper, but not bad either. In retrospect, she might actually be better off with another cat, but we'll stick with the doggo for now. Oh, you know what? Unrelated, but I just realized I forgot to pick up a perk for Retcon. He is going to get Terrorizer, which adds an additional debuff to his flame-based attacks. As if I needed more reasons to light my enemies on fire. Still, as far as debuffs go, minus 15 accuracy is pretty nice. Assuming it procs anyway. I believe it's default 100% proc chance minus the opponent's resistance. There we go. Let's go snag that synth. Baldy, you got anything to say about this?
Youngest son of the Buchanan clan. Brave survivors of the fall.
This animatronic figure is dressed like a marshal. Nothing differentiates it from any of the other figures in the display. And yet, your radio is picking up weird noises from this spot. Just the sort of digital transmission that should be coming from a synth, according to Gary Wolfe. Also, it's the only one with a pulse rifle strapped to its back. Is your name October 11th? The figure doesn't move or speak. Alright. Long way. You want to take it from here? With a few tweaks, your radio emits a strange, oscillating screech. As it grows louder, something at the base of the synth's neck pops. Its eyes swivel to meet yours, but it can't move any other part of its body.
What did you do to me? Let me go!
It's a child's voice. Easy now. Don't be hasty. Why don't we just talk?
Tourmaline says we shouldn't talk to humans, but I don't want to die.
Of course you don't. So let's just take it easy. Can we ask you some questions?
I guess. What do you want to know?
We want to know more about you.
I don't even know much about me. I haven't been alive for long.
Who are you?
My name's October 11. I'm from Arizona. At least, that's where we started.
Why are you called October 11th?
It's the first thing I said. That's what Tourmaline told me. I woke up and I said it. October 11. I know it's important because it's always in my head, but I can't remember why.
Why do you sound like a kid?
Tourmaline says I was made to trick humans, but I got put in the wrong body. I should be in a little body. Then no one could guess what I was. I could be safe.
That is disturbing. And effective. Who put you in that body?
Another synth, I think. I don't remember. The first thing I remember is waking up with Tourmaline in a house. We were hiding. Tourmaline says we were together for a while before that, but that's as far back as I know.
I see. Let us ask you something else.
Okay.
Tell us how you got to Colorado.
We fled across the mountains from Arizona. It was just Tourmaline and me, but we picked up signals from others like us. We thought maybe we'd find a safe place.
Who's Tourmaline?
My protector. Another synth like me. We got separated and I'm on my own now.
We heard you and Tourmaline killed some people. Is that true?
Tourmaline called it preemptively defending ourselves. All humans want to kill synths, so we've got to kill them first. It's a matter of survival. I don't want to be turned off.
That is unfortunate. How'd you end up in this museum?
Some human hunters came for us and we ran. There was a fight and I lost Tourmaline. I couldn't go back. They were chasing me, so I hid here.
Yeah, that more or less matches what Wolfe told us. Kind of ambiguous on what happened to Tourmaline, but I'm assuming he escaped.
Okay.
You can't stay here forever. What do you intend to do now?
All I want to do is get out of here and find someplace better to hide. Somewhere far away from this city. Will you let me go?
I don't know. That really depends on you. Are you going to kill more people?
If they find me, I'll have to kill them. If humans know where I am, they'll hunt me down and turn me off.
Yeah, because you keep killing them. Will you tell us where Tourmaline is?
I won't! You'll kill him if I do. Anyway, I'm not really sure where he went.
Wow, okay. This is an interesting one. On the one hand, I am sympathetic, but I know that, at least in part, that's because it sounds like a scared, lost child, which he outright told us is something he's designed to do. He's just in the wrong body, so it's not as effective as it would otherwise be. On the other hand, we can't just look the other way and let this guy go. He's outright told us that if we do that, he'll just keep killing people. I mean, obviously, that's more Tourmaline's fault than October's, but Tourmaline's not here, and I don't know if there's anything we can say to convince October that what he's doing is wrong. Maybe Hope can talk some sense into him. We can't let you go, but we won't kill you either. You're under arrest.
No! Never let them take you! That's what Tourmaline says. I'll break out before you can put your fingers in my brain. I'll kill everyone else there!
I hate that you said that.
You've got two choices. Let me go or kill me.
And I hate that there is no option to arrest it anyway. I mean, I would take the chance if it gave me the option. Alright, sorry, October. You've really left us no choice.
No, don't! Please!
Sorry, kiddo. Of course, that's assuming anything he said was true in the first place. there were some curious gaps. Look at that. The animatronics are still marked as hostile, even though October never actually had a chance to turn them on us. You know, it would be a shame to let all of that potential XP go to waste. Baldy, you got anything to say here? I guess not. All right, folks. You know what? I think I am going to hit the pause button real quick while I inspect the museum. Who knows? Maybe we have another synth here somewhere. We'll be right back. And we are back. I'm happy to say there are no other synths in this particular establishment, but the animatronics are a bit on the shoddy side. They just went to pieces at the slightest touch. In unrelated news, we also gained a couple of levels, so let's have a look at that. All joking aside, it took us about 20 shotgun shells, and we gained maybe 3 levels in the process. Less than I thought we would, but still enough to do some interesting things. First up, we'll obviously bump Retcon's coordination up to 6. That'll net him an extra action point. But we are going to need to start raising his strength soon. Otherwise, he's going to start struggling with some of the mid-tier gear. Aside from that, Lucia also gained a level. So we will continue pumping her charisma. This is really turning her into a glass cannon, but it's kind of working for us so far. More importantly, though, that gives her enough skill points to bump Barter up to 7, which in turn means we can now pick up Antiques Appraiser. I will say, I am tempted to go on a shopping spree right now, but we've already waited this long, so we're just 1 point away from potentially being able to max out Barter entirely. All we need is the Barter skill book and the Barter trinket, and I'm fairly certain we'll find both of them at the bazaar. Once we get past that point, though, we will essentially have access to infinite cash, assuming the developers haven't patched it by then. That's pretty much it for level ups. But given that Jodie is a full level behind the rest of the squad, I figure we'll go ahead and swap that badge over to her. Now I will say, I'm not actually sure we're going to keep her long term. I like her, and she's got good skills, but I figure in the short term it certainly couldn't hurt. We'll just weigh our options as additional companions pop up. Okay, let's head back to base and let Wolfe know what happened.
Find that synth in Colorado Springs yet?
That we did. Here's its head. Where's the bounty?
Huh. No muss, no fuss. How about that? All right, then. Here's the cash, as promised. Now, one more thing. I was kinda afraid you'd be as pussy as the AZ Rangers, but looks like you're serious. So I've got another proposal for you. We need a base of operations for our synth hunt, and it looks like you've got plenty of space. What do you say? Can we set up shop here?
You don't seem to like the Rangers much. You sure you want to hang around?
Ranger squad I ran with in AZ was a chicken outfit. Failed to utilize me properly. Paid the price for it. But you did okay here, so I'm giving you a chance.
Poor Team Echo. Fine, you can stay. For now.
Great. We'll find a corner and keep out of the way. And just to make the deal sweeter, how'd you like to pick up a few more bounties?
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt to look at them. What other bounties?
Like I told you, synths communicate with each other long distance. That means when I hack October 11's head, I'll be able to find its friends. Unfortunately, we're still on the trail of a pack of eastbound synths right now, so we can't stop and hunt for these. But it's got to be done, so I'll pay you to do it. Cash for each head. You want the job?
Sure, we'll see what we can do.
You're not exactly filling me with confidence, but all right. Let me crack this egg.
Wolfe takes the head, expertly opens it, then wires it to a portable computer in his backpack, and begins to poke and prod. After a few minutes, he nods and turns the screen toward you. It shows a map dotted with flickering lights.
You see that light in the center? That's our current location. Actually, October 11's head. Those other lights around the middle one? Those are the other synths.
That one looks pretty close to Denver. Anything you can tell us about it?
A lot of interference. Maybe near a radio tower. Maybe two. Lots of other smaller EM signals, too. Probably got a whole bunch of robots around to protect it.
How about the one that's a little further out from Denver?
There's some wobble in the location signal, which means it's bouncing off the mountains from the foothills. That flickering means there's interference, so it's probably underground. Maybe it's coming from some kind of bunker or mine. Or maybe a nuclear silo inside a dormant volcano. Like some kind of supervillain.
That might seem like sarcasm from Wolfe, but you do have to remember one of his previous jobs was with the Diamondback Militia, who were in fact fighting for control of a nuclear silo, which had fallen into the hands of a cult that was worshipping the bomb inside. Not quite a supervillain in a volcano, but pretty close. There's one in the Aspen area that keeps flickering.
Signal's imprecise, bouncing around. Maybe in the mountains.
Thanks, we've got it.
Great. The sooner you end them, the sooner you get paid.
Intriguing. So all three of the synths he just told us about are either in or around the Denver and Aspen areas, which of course is also where we have to confront Valor and Victory. So we might just stumble across these things in the course of following the normal story missions.
Heard you killed that synth that was hiding downtown. If anything can make Wolf smile, that'd be it.
As always, word apparently travels fast. Also, I've never actually tamed a fox before. I'm not sure what the bonus is. If the opportunity arises, I might have to drop the doggo and grab a fox instead. Something about pairing a fox with our bunny just feels right. Now, let me see here. There's Aspen and Denver, a good ways out to the northwest and northeast respectively. And there is our current destination, the Bazaar. I guess we're headed south.
This is Orestes Dorsey, calling the Rangers. You killed my brother Jarrett, remember? Then y'all ran off like cowards before I could find you. Well, now you're gonna come find me. Lest you want all of Colorado to hear me kill a bunch of innocent folk, 'cause you was too chicken to save them. Got a whole family trapped in their homestead, about 3 generations worth. Now, if you don't want them to be the next to die and the day you lose your blood, you better come up north and take their place.
Ooh, all 3 of these responses seem like they're a little too confrontational. I feel like this would have been a good spot for a persuasion or intimidation check. You're bluffing.
Dorseys don't bluff. And just to prove it, I caught one before they all got to the door. The rest of them go when I get bored, Rangers. So you better hurry, 'cause I was born restless.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't sweat it. We are now making it our #1 priority to head up there and make sure you get some eternal rest. You know, their behavior is actually kind of weird when you realize that they've only been savage for like 15 years. Alright, looks like we are taking a short detour.
Come in, November 1. Receiving an urgent distress call in your area. Patching it through.
This is Arapahoe 44. We're pinned down on 25 south of Colorado Springs. 2 escorts killed, and these motherfuckers are circling back. Oh, fuck! Here they come! Oh, fuck!
Cool.
44! Are you there, 44? The Rangers will get somebody to your location right away. Copy? 44! Do you copy? Lost contact. You heard them, November. And listen, this isn't just any convoy. A44 is hauling new power armor for the Marshals.
Of course. 2 simultaneous crises. Who's attacking them?
Unknown, but the Patriarch will expect us to make recovering that power armor our highest priority. Get there fast and you should be able to save that cargo. Over and out.
Okay, so we have basically found ourselves in a smaller scale version of the Ag Center versus High Pool dilemma from the opening of Wasteland 2. Only instead of having to choose between food and water, we are instead choosing between human lives and the valuable shipment of cargo, for, admittedly, a valuable political ally. Given the setup, I'm assuming that once we visit one location, the other will effectively be lost. I've got to say, this is kind of a no contest for me. The Hoons are innocent, we know the Dorseys, they're a quantifiable threat, we know Erastus is a loose end that we need to tie off, as opposed to the Arapahoe convoy, which, from the sounds of the distress call, is already wiped out. You'll notice Gonzalez stressed recovering the cargo, not the crew. Yeah, given what we know, I think we're gonna head north. Ambush. You're parked and checking the map when the Kodiak's Geiger counter starts clicking louder and louder. Suddenly, drools are pounding on the windows and doors. Won't be long before they're in. Wow, I was not expecting a random encounter this early. But I guess that's what makes them random. Difficulty numbers don't look too high. I mean, drools are normally pretty tough, but we're close to Colorado Springs, so this might actually be manageable. Knowing that drools are skinless, you uncap a bottle of rubbing alcohol and shower them with it. They screech in pain and draw back. Time to attack.
Shoot! They saw us!
Okay, this doesn't look too bad. There's a lot of them, but they're relatively fragile and they are restricted to melee attacks. As long as we can keep them more or less contained, we should be alright. That guy, though, that guy might be a problem. I believe that's the only one with a range attack. And obviously he has almost 1,000 constitution. I hate to burn another rocket, but this might actually call for one. Alright, let's go for it. We'll take our chances. Alright, let's go ahead and cover the flanks. This is where having two mechanics comes in handy. You know what? Let's do some trimming with that turret. We'll reassess from there. Not bad. Would have preferred a kill, but I can work with this. Mid-range fighters should be able to finish off the wounded drools, so let's get a decoy out. And now we'll do a little more trimming. Wow. Really? Terrible. Terrible job, me. That is slightly better. Okay, turret's holding up nicely. Decoy is almost down, but it did buy us 2 turns, so I'd say that's worth the $20 investment. Let's go ahead and give that brainwave destabilizer another shot. No effect again. You know what? Maybe that thing only affects humans. Well, in the short term, let's get this guy off our flank. Whoa! Not a bad debut for the Negotiator. Technically, the second target we've negotiated. October 11th came first. Let's see if we can buy another turn with that decoy. Less than I was hoping for, but it might still make a difference. That should be enough to hold both flanks. We'll bring Lucia up. Go ahead and cripple one of the drools. Oh, well, that works too. Oh my, I drastically overestimated that decoy. Thank goodness for Major Tom. Alright, let's see if Retcon can actually do something this time. Third time's the charm? Hey, not too shabby. Goodness, we got a lot of mileage out of his 2 whole points of luck. I think we can actually wrap this up. Lovely. Honestly, I think that went about as smoothly as we could expect it to. If I could go back, I'd actually save that rocket. That is probably the only real misstep I think I made there.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, dude. Frozen heart. This heart is preserved perfectly in ice. It's ancient and hasn't beaten in what must be centuries. It inexplicably radiates frost. Intriguing. Now, there should be a loot chest here somewhere. Yep, there we go. Not bad, though we did operate at a slight loss, especially once you calculate that rocket in. But not bad. I suppose the important thing is we made it through, and I believe we picked up 2 level ups? I'll have to double check that. Anyway, that puts us out towards the hour mark and brings us to what I believe is a fairly good stopping point. Just as well, really. This way, you guys can leave feedback about whether you think I should be headed to the homestead or the ambushed caravan. That said, we will hit the pause button for now. I'll take a look at our level up options, and we will pick up here next time as we weigh the value of life versus loot. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Wasteland 3, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. As always, links are in the description.